So what is going on, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be breaking down 5 of the dumbest things that I decided to purchase in my 20s. Now, looking back on these decisions, they say it's okay to make mistakes, but some of these decisions have cost me thousands of dollars over my lifetime. Now, I wish I didn't make these decisions, but I know going forward in my 20s that I will not buy these items again. And honestly, these could be things that you're spending money on right now that you don't realize that you're wasting a lot of money on. So that's what I want to do, jump into this video, explain the 5 dumb things that I wish I never bought and maybe you don't want to buy as well. Let's get it. So guys, I want to jump into the first item that I wish I never purchased in my 20s. I fell into the trap of listening to the hype. I fell into the trap of buying something that I knew after I purchased it, I should not have bought it. You might have had this in your own life. Well, I had that gut feeling is like, why did I purchase this? I was buying it for the wrong reasons. And that was the new Apple Watch. Now, a few years ago, I heard all these people talking about hyping up the Apple products. The Apple Watch is the best things ever. The new one's coming out. So why not I purchase one myself? And I realized that the Apple Watch was not living up to the hype. I fell into the trap of trying to be like everyone else. And I realized that this Apple Watch that I bought did not have meaning. And every watch that I have, or every item that I have, already replicated that watch. So I was thinking to myself, why did I spend $300, $400 on this watch when it's doing the same functions as everyone else? Now, for me, it was a dumb decision because I'm very active. I'm always outside. I'm very conscious and very hands-on type of guy. So this Apple Watch was like a very burdening in my life. Now, it might not seem like it's a very burdening object, but moving around, going outside, I'm always like protecting it, making sure I don't get it dirty, and just like acting like this watch is the best thing since sliced bread. And the truth was, this was like very stressful. This was something that was always on my mind. And honestly, I realized that I don't need this in my life. Not only was it annoying to charge it every night, but I realized that it didn't have meaning in my life. The watch I'm wearing right now is given to me by my grandfather, as well as the other watches that I have. They all tell the same time. So what I would say is the first dumb decision I purchased was basically that Apple Watch, but buying into the hype of the product. You might be around people that say, you should buy this. This is the best thing ever. Go for it. Well, honestly, that in this case was not the answer. So that's things that I'll continue to avoid right now. And every time I'm thinking about buying something, I'm going to do my own research, learn about my own products, and ask myself, do I really need this product? Most of the time, it's no. So the second dumb mistake that I made was trying to be cheap. Now, for me, I really enjoy saving money. It always feels great to save money, get a great deal, but this has screwed me over more times than it has helped me. Do you ever buy something and it seems like you're going back to replace it or have to buy another one? Or you leave the store unhappy or unsatisfied because you bought something that was something like the product that you wanted, but it just truly wasn't the product that you truly wanted. And this is the case that I fell into more often than not. I found myself going back to the store buying more of the same products. I was buying cheap tools. I was buying cheap services that made me have to spend more money on finding something to replace that option. Now, in the moment, it seems like it's the great or the best option. But in the long term, I've realized that this has cost me thousands of dollars, whether it's replacing old iPhones, whether it's replacing new screens, whether it's replacing these tools or trying to get new equipment. I've always saw myself trying to take the cheap option. Now, looking back on these decisions, I wish I never did. I would have a lot more money in my pocket. I would not have to worry about the headache, the hassle, the time being spent to find or replicate that product. And really, I just wish I've always went with my gut. When I've always purchased something that I really wanted, and I said, hey, I want this item. I've worked hard for this item. This is the exact item that I want. I will not take the cheap item. I've always been satisfied. So this is a lot of headache. This is a lot of stress that it kind of goes underneath the rug. But truthfully, buying the cheap option seems like the best option in the moment. You feel great about that, but then over time, the product seems to fail you, or you're going back to buy the one that you actually want. So one thing that I would recommend is to skip the cheap option and buy exactly what you want, so you don't have to waste time going back to the store, trying to find a new service and going through all that headache. It'll save you so much time and energy, and you'll be glad you purchased the right product in the first place. Third, I ask myself this all the time looking back. Why did I waste so much money on bottled water and Starbucks coffee? The thing was, I was lazy. I wanted to have the cheapest or the most efficient option, but truthfully, it wasn't the cheapest option. Now, coffee can be made at home around 16 to 18 cents a cup, but I was running to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, getting the latte to fulfill my coffee needs when I could just be making it at home. And another crazy thing is that people pay for water. Water is a free resource in our house. And I found that this was just wasting money, and I really wish I did not spend so much money looking back. There's so many statistics that show if you invested how much money you spent on coffee over your last 20 years or the 30 years, that you could be making a lot of money in the stock market, or you could put that money to great use in other investments. And I remind myself that it's okay that I made the decisions, but now I want to have better options. When it comes to water, I have a Brita now. This is saving me $100 a year. And with coffee and going to the store and buying ground coffee to make in my house every morning, this has saved me a lot of time. It has saved me a lot of hassle to go to these different stores or to these coffee chains to buy this special coffee drink, when Kevin O'Leary, one of the most successful men, says do not pay for coffee. And that's a principle that I continue to live by now. I wish I didn't spend so much money going on there, but it is fun. It feels great to go out there and treat yourself. But looking back, this was probably some of the dumbest decisions that I made, both for my personal needs and just things that I could save money long term. So now going forward in my life, I know that I can just save money with these smart decisions, and I don't have to go back to my old ways of going to Starbucks every day. That wouldn't be cool. Fourth, this is for the people of age, or maybe you are 18, but I spent way too much money going to the clubs and paying for the cover charge. Now, to get in some bars, even if you're 18, there's some 18 up bars that I was paying for when I was younger. Now being in my 20s, I spent a lot of money going out, paying for alcohol, drinks, and even worse, paying to get into the place. Now, it seems like I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like everyone else. I wanted to go into the places where my friends were going, because it seemed like the right thing to do. But I wish I spent that time more valuable. I wish I spent the time that I can never get back anymore, maybe staying in sometimes. Or this dumb purchase decision of paying $20 to get into the bar could be put into another opportunity or a business, or to learn, or to stay at home and to grow my knowledge. But in the moment, it seemed fun. I was trying to chase the experiences, chase the fun, while not considering how much money I was spending at the bars. Now, personally, I think this was a dumb decision on my part, but a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I see go out and spend thousands of dollars a weekend going to different clubs, going to different parties, going to different events, and I've never been at that point. But I hope we understand that there's better resources, better ways to spend your money when you're young, in your 20s, not wasting it on these club or these fun experiences that you're going to regret in the morning. And the way that I look at it is, I hated waking up broke and hungover. That was the worst combination when you check into your bank account saying, why did I spend all this money? I went to all these different bars. I spent all this money on cover charges. I wish I allocated that money into better places. And I know I had fun, but truthfully, it hurts in the morning. And last but finally, this kind of relates to more of my teenage years as well as kind of drifting into my 20s. So I wanted to throw this in here. So being young in my 20s and even in my teens, I spent a lot of time watching TV, being on the iPad, and just absorbing myself into technology. And this is some of the purchases that I wish I could have back. I wish I spent the money on the new iPad or the new video games that I were playing in my teens, on things that were actually going to help me in my life. I didn't realize that I was trying to escape or trying to find different avenues that were not educational. I was pursuing entertainment instead of education. Now, looking back and reflecting on my 20s, I wish I spent that money buying books, buying courses, buying education that could help me in my future. And I think I learned from this, and I feel like so many of us get trapped into, spending time on the computer or doing things that make us happy, but they were not valuable in my life. Now, looking back, I felt like I was wasting my late teens and early 20s doing things were not propelling me to my goals, not propelling me to my vision, or helping me advance in my life. And I would just say I was wasting that time or losing that time that I can never get back. But I've accepted it, and I've realized that it's just a matter of change. It's a matter to take those old habits and trying to transfer them or turn them into something that's going to help me become creative, allow me to focus on my goals. But that's things that we just learned from. So guys, that was some of the dumbest mistakes that I made, as well as some of the things that I regret, or I'd say I wish I changed early on in my teens as well as my 20s. No matter where you are, you can always make progress. You can always make change. You can build off those dumb habits. And it's not about the short-term metrics. It's more about thinking long-term. Everything can be audited. Everything can be adapted. If we know what we want to achieve, if we want to have more money, if we want to have a clear path or a clear vision, or to learn and stay educated, we must know that these dumb decisions are lessons that we want to take into our life. If you want to feel like you want to become more productive, don't waste your money on things that are going to make you less productive. That's a way that I continue to live, as well as how I continue to embrace or to reflect on my dumb purchases in my 20s. Honestly, I'm a little grateful I made those. Now I know why I was kind of going down a path of unhappiness, or I wasn't finding a lot of clarity in my life, or I was just feeling like I was overwhelmed by the decisions that I was making. Now I feel like I'm on point, because everything I try to implement in my life is a reflection of buying good things instead of bad things. So guys, I hope you have an amazing holiday. If I don't talk to you anytime soon, be sure to tune in. If you've not yet liked, commented, or even subscribed to the YouTube channel, that will mean a lot. Feel free to hit me up, and I hope I can help you in any way. So guys, go out there and live smart, live humble, and have an amazing day. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace. Love you. Bye.